They get burning tires off, and I tell them, no, there's a crown bit tucked in there.
There's a lot in this world we don't agree on. I guarantee you, there's a lot at the Gold Rush National that you want to
just at the end of this thing, just to make sure, but you got to talk me through this. I don't know where the hell your hand's going here, man.
Sit back there in the pits while you're working on a car, look up at the big screens.
You read my mind. Fans, we live in a land with freedom like no other.
Mark Elliott. And Parker Lazenby. Get ready. Lights, camera, action. Welcome to the premier broadcast home of Demolition Derby.
What's happening, Derby fans? It's podcast number 38 with the We Crash TV Derby Podcast crew. Myself, Mark Elliott here, Mr. Parker Lazenby. You saw it. YouTube, like it, subscribe, share it. You know the drill. It all helps behind the scenes. And also, none of this stuff happens without the support of our friends and our sponsors. Tonight's sponsor of episode number 38. None other than himself, Mr. Ralph Legis of Gray Area Demo Parts. What's happening, Parker?
Not a whole lot. Just getting back into the work week. Had a long day of packing some ANFO and other explosives up a mountain all day. So the idea of sitting in the studio talking derby sounds pretty relaxing right now.
Well, if you're talking explosives, we've got the right guy in the house tonight. We got Mr. Adam Lemenager with us. I can promise you, he probably got enough to blow the whole podcast up. But we got Mr. Adam Lemenager of VPR, and we've got Rob Baker of R&R Promotions. They got a show coming up in Adel, Iowa. We're fresh off of River City Rampage last weekend, Toast Promotions. We had Mr. Tim Atkins on with us talking about that show, a little pregame, and they got it in the books. And it looked like, I don't know, you know the drill. Some people had a good time, some people maybe not, but I did see that Mr. Joe Nash got himself a big $10,000 win. I believe Joe representing that R&S Recycling Group, most likely. I know where he's from, so that's a big win for him.
What number was he? Because I'm going to be totally honest and transparent here. Once a certain group of cars were out, I finally turned the stream off. One, I was a little bored after a while. Two, my wife's like, "Are you done?" I said, "Are you done yet?" So which one was Joe?
I don't recall his number, Parker, but you're a funny guy. That was a nice way of saying you were ready to talk about Mad Dogs, and we got the right people in the house tonight. But that was also a big topic this week. Mr. Sam Bandow put out something. I read through a little bit of it, enough to.
Oh yeah, I thought about a little twist to what Sam said, so maybe we can talk about it with Rob and Adam a little later. Maybe it's a more palatable way to go about Sam's idea that. I don't know. I liked it though. Sam, I like where your head's at.
Yeah, well, it's anytime you see that many people commenting on something, there's a lot of ideas floating around, and that's how things come about. I always say I might not have the idea, but I might say something that gives the right person the idea. But outside of that, man, I've got my second announcing show of the year, which is absolutely crazy. On May 6th, I'm talking about my second show of the year. This new schedule is serving me well, but I'm having fun every week with you, and that is in Ohio, the Buckeye Bash with Hardcore Promotions and Derby Dogs. So they're trying a little something at Washington Courthouse, Ohio, which is where it's not where the Bash for Cash originated, but it's where it really got big and it outgrew the place. So
Question about the name there, Mark. Buckeye Bash. Is that before Bash for Cash? Like as in like old school Ohio Derby, like what they used to have on those full track DVDs?
So it's not that Buckeye Bash. I did run those Buckeye Bash, but that was in like Orrville, Ohio. That was the IDDA, International Demolition Derby Association. But no, not that crew. Just, the sport, everybody got a clever name for something, and sometimes they overlap and repeat. But dude, we got a great night ahead of us, and we got a lot to get on. So do you have any good reason why we wouldn't get this fired up with Mr. Rob Baker, who I met for the first time tonight?
Let's get it rolling.
Well, again, Mr. Rob Baker, he is with R&R Promotions. That stands for a big part of the Border Wars, and that is coming up the end of the month. So before we bring Rob on, we are going to compliments of Rob, who provided us a video tonight. First time a guest has hooked it up for the hometown crowd. We're going to play a little video to show you a little bit about what his show, I believe, May 29th and 30th at the end of this month. And then we'll have Mr. Rob on with us.
Drivers, start your engines and race down to the Dallas County Fairgrounds for the Border Wars Demolition Derby, presented by R&R Promotions. Gear up for pulse-pounding action, carnage, and destruction. Watch as over 200 drivers compete against each other in a rivalry of the states. Get your tickets at the gate. Day of the show, only $25 for adults per session. Kids age 6 through 12, only $5. Join us May 29th and 30th for Border Wars in Adel. We'll see you there.
Adel. Rob, I was saying Adel. It's Adel, Iowa. Rob Baker, welcome to episode number 38.
Hey, thanks for having me here.
It's
funny to hear you say Adel. We call it Adel. It just depends on what part of the country you're from, how you pronounce that A, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, man, it was sure nice to meet you today, and that was a shame on me. We should have talked sooner instead of me trying to go back and forth in Messenger, but we got it figured out in just the right amount of time. But man, you work late tonight. You're traveling home. You got a show at the end of the month. Rob, what does that mean in your world right now? What, about 3 weeks out?
Yeah, come Saturday, we're 19 days to showtime, first showtime. But we start Tuesday right after Memorial Weekend, building tracks, setting up portable fencing, getting the pit building set up, impound buildings, just all the good fun stuff to do before the headache starts.
How long have you been doing this Border Wars? Because I've heard about it for a while, but just as we just spoke about the Buckeye Bash, sometimes people rename, like, names overlap. How old is this show?
This is our 8th year. I used to do a lot of big shows back in the day when we started, and I took some time off because I'll just put it out there, disrespectfulness by competitors and sometimes fans and pit crew. And we didn't want to deal with it anymore. I'm like, this is so disrespectful on some stuff, how we are being treated, or people think it's just so easy to put on this official shirt or wear a pair of shoes as official for all summer. And as a crew, we decided we're going to take some time off. So we quit. And then people got bugging us and bugging us and bugging us. I said, I got an idea. I want to bring back, and it's already been done before. It's called Border Wars, and it was old P&P, Charlie Preen. Yeah. He'd done it, and it'd been a long time. And I know he had disbanded, and his company's no longer. So we researched to make sure the name wasn't, already sanctioned by him, and it wasn't. So we went ahead and we decided to bring up our version of Border War back. The goal was to unite people from the same state to run together, even if you didn't like each other, and then let's put up the states against each other. Everybody talks about this team or that team or whatever from a state, or they might even it might be a team from multi-states put together to make a team. We decided let's find out who's the best state, who has the best builders, drivers, who can get along the best, and go out here and compete against each other. That was our goal to begin with. some people complained about the border war being still an individual derby, which it is. It still has individual payouts, but the border war part was a bonus. We give everyone $1,000 from the winning state. So if you win, your state, one person from your state wins for you. You get $1,000, even if you got your shit rocked and you're loaded and you came and make the feature or a consi. You still have a shot if you're able to help your other teammates win of getting $1,000 back, just for coming and supporting. And that was to try and get the guy that doesn't like the other guy to loan parts or go, hey, buddy, you really should bend it this way or stretch it out that way. That was our goal, and it started off really well with it, and then it's kind of went downhill a little bit because I can't get states to run just for themselves.
Because people are getting out and they're making friends in other states, so they don't want to run with the people from their state, maybe.
Yeah, there's too many people are I call still kind of selfish a little bit in our sport. Not a lot, but there are a few. They still are all about themselves and not the people they're with, if that makes sense.
It does make sense because, I believe there's a lot more good seeds and bad seeds in the sport, but I say stuff like entitled drivers, crooked ass promoters, and you hit the nail on the head with selfish, what's in it for me? What are you going to do for me? And I think fortunately enough for the sport, there's enough people with the right, or at least close enough to the right head on their shoulders that it's still alive today. And 8 years, man, that's something to be proud of. There's a law to business. There's a 5-year ceiling that some people don't make it through. And now you're knocking on that 10-year ceiling with that's pretty big time. I've seen a lot of promoters.
Well,
10 years.
I'll throw something else at you. This is my 28th year.
Wow.
Promoting.
Wow.
I'm the old man now. People don't realize it. And I was like, man, I sat down and think about it. I'm like, wow, I've been here 28 years this year doing this same stuff. I know one thing, my skin is really thick.
No, that's fascinating because I've said it out loud about people like Tim Clark, anybody that even makes it to year 20, let alone past that, they've got to love the sport more than your average Joe. There's got to be more good that's happening for you than those selfish drivers or what's in it for me, or now social media is like the devil sometimes. It's a gift and a curse sometimes, but right. We get to choose what we read and what we pay attention to.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It's it can be good and it can be bad. People always are like, Rob, do you see this? Rob, do you see that? This guy's this guy's that. Yeah, I saw it. Why'd you say something? Why? Let him speak his mind and he'll be done. He'll find someone next week to complain about. That's I just let him be.
Yes. There's old Frankie guy says that he sucks after his show and he just got to wait till there's another show so somebody else can suck.
Yep. There's always people that can tell you. There's always people that tell you how much better they can do things. And I tell them anytime they want to come work for me, put on the shirt and put on the shoes and let's see how good you actually think you are. And they'll find out it's not much fun being on the official side sometimes. It's you get the weirdest people start yelling at you for the dumbest things. I mean, I literally had a gentleman yell at me one time because they didn't like the way the skid loader was pushing a car off the track, and they were not even with the car. And I'm like, why are you yelling at me about that? But it's just it's odd. But there's a lot of good people. I mean, there's a lot of good people. I've met so many people in my life doing this. Some that are good friends, some I associate with, some I talk to only at my shows and don't go out of my way. But you still have to be cordial to those people when they come run or participate or watch. You still have to be respectful.
Yeah, we get to pick and choose who we keep at arm's length, who we keep the heck out of our space, and who we let inside. I think the spaces get smaller and smaller for the people you can really count on and trust.
Mm-hmm. Now, sorry, I got off track a little bit, but there's my border war though. The camaraderie is there still. I've watched guys that their cars with junk and pull the drivetrain right out of and put in their buddies that blew up. And I mean, it's not even a guy they really run with or hang out with. They've pulled. I mean, I'm like, holy cow, that's pretty cool. I mean, you see that stuff. I'm like, now that's badass. That's cool when you're pulling something out and helping a kid that has a good car, might not be the best driver, but he's there to help his team and doing that stuff. You know, that stuff there is what I like about the Border War show. And I don't have a lot of headache because the people that come to our show, not to complain about the show that everybody else has been complaining about lately, we don't have too many baggers. And if they bag, they don't have a flag very long at my show, put it that way.
Yeah.
I did see you, I seen recently on social media that you did say that. And, you know, if you can do that and back it up, you know, that's easier said than done. I have been on that side, and it's like we start making excuses for ourselves why we shouldn't or why we can't break their stick. And I may not be speaking a language you can understand, but you sit and watch some people sometime, like why are they not addressing that? Or worse yet, we stop the Derby and go out, and then we stop the Derby again, and it's like, what I'm hearing you say is you're down with addressing it immediately. Is that what I'm understanding?
Oh, 100%. I mean, there's, I mean, a long time ago, a gentleman, I'll just say his name, Chad Markley, and I, we made a big roll down old Topeka down the hill one day, wrestling ourselves down because I kicked his team out of the first team Derby ever. I threw the whole team out for an illegal car, broke all the flags and said they're out. And people didn't think I'd do it. And I don't, yeah, I got a black eye. I got a knot on my head from him. But you know what? End of the day, I feel like I did the right thing. I stuck to what I said. We followed our rules. You know, I've had, even like last year, on our 2-man stock class, for instance, I went out and told the guy one time, I said, buddy, I know you're here to win, but you got to find the gas pedal. If you don't find the gas pedal, the next red flag is your flag coming off. He said a few choice words to me, and I just grit my teeth and walked off. And it wasn't but 3 minutes later, I said, throw the red flag. I walked right to him. He didn't even look at me. He looked down at his feet at the steering wheel. I broke his flag. He didn't say a word. And I had so many people applaud me when I walked off. And I'm like, well, it's our job when our rules state certain things. So like ours say every 20 seconds we must make an aggressive hit. Now, am I clocking 20 seconds every car? No. But it's pretty obvious when someone's not being aggressive. When they're aggressive with the foot feet to get away from somebody, but they're not aggressive with that same foot feet to make the contact, that's an issue. That's how we do it out here. And some people don't like it. Some people love it. You know, everybody's got mixed feelings. You can't tell people how to drive. You can't tell them this, can't tell them that. They got too much money in their cars, da-da-da. I'm not making them put all that money in the cars. But when my rules say one way, something you have to do, that's a rule we follow. It's a demolition derby. It's not a car show. That's what I tell a lot of people. It's not a car show.
And I don't hear you saying, go put yourself out in 10 seconds. I hear you saying the forever old argument, well, what's an aggressive hit? Like, well, if we got to think too hard about that, then we're probably just sidestepping the truth.
Yeah.
Well, man, you, there's no doubt in my mind. Go ahead, Parker.
I'd say the promoter hit. They're just asking the drivers to participate. You know what I mean? Just participate. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I know our sport's never here. We're not going to ever make money in our sport. Our sport's way too expensive nowadays. But without the fan base, we don't have a sport. And if we can't make the fans happy, the average Joe, not the diehard Derby guys or Derby fan crews, if we can't have the average Joe come sit in those grandstands, we're not going to have a show. And we're all going to have all this money tied up and stuff. And what are we going to do with it? I mean, it's, you know, that's what are you going to do? And that's where I'm at. I'm like, man, you guys gotta, it's about the show. If you win, you should brag that, man, that was a badass derby and shit got rocked and I walked away with the money, and not, yep, my car looks like it did when I pulled on the track, or I got fifth because I ran out of fuel. I have never had a derby that's people ran out of fuel on because it runs too long. I don't know if I've ever had a Derby over an hour feature. We've had 38 cars at Border Wars, and it was 55 minutes. It was done.
Wow. Oh, well, you certainly are speaking a language that some promoters, I'm sure, can relate to, that some promoters wish they could say the same things. And then to your point, you said it, and some people just don't agree with you, but that's the beauty of it. It's your space, it's your show, and you get to do exactly what you want. And it sounds like I believe every word you're saying. I don't believe you're talking big. I'm believing, I'm picking up what you're laying down. So I think that is a perfect segue, because the gentleman that we've got waiting in the wing, since I have known him since, oh man, probably the first time we ever shared a track was in the mid 2000, early, like 6-ish, 7-ish, maybe a spring explosion. That might have been 2008, the first year that came around. But from the time I've known Mr. Adam Lemenager, I don't believe that anybody ever had to tell him this is what we expect, like I hear you saying. I believe he fits the card for what you just explained, that he's going to choose wrecking shit over the trophy, but sometimes he's gotten both because he just destroyed everything in his path. So he's not out there trying to put himself out. He's trying to maximize every hit that car of damage. Every hit of damage his car will take. So, Parker, Rob, you guys have any objections to just bringing him in this conversation? Because I like where we're going with this.
Well, I kind of do, because he still hasn't been on my track yet. He keeps talking about it, but I don't know, man.
Here, now we're promoting.
Of course, that's what I'm here for. Border Wars, May 29th and 30th. I mean, that's right.
I love it. Adam is in the wing. We are going to play a video that Mr. Sloan has put together for him. And when we come back, Adam Lemenager of VPR will be with us.
Following him onto the track, 20X, Adam Lemenager.
Every driver has a story. Every build has a battle. Tonight, Adam steps up to the mic.
Oh, yeah. We're blowing shit up now, boys.
I figured they'd get a laugh out of you.
Yes.
What
do
you want to see my arm? Yeah. Here's my armrest.
Yeah, well, there you go, Parker. I told you if we needed explosives tonight, we had the right guy. Oh, Adam.
I had to make sure there wasn't any ammo in that. It's clear. Hey, we're good.
Buddy.
What's up?
Welcome back to the WeCrash TV Derby podcast. We've missed you, man.
Same here, buddy. Sorry, I'm not going to wear that the whole time. It's heavy. That's coming back off. I knew I'd get a laugh out of you, though.
I don't see why you wouldn't wear that when you pull on the track in Adel.
Yeah, Adel. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I should have ran there instead of Vegas. That would have been more fun.
Oh, there you go, Rob.
It'd have been a lot more solid track, big clay track. You'd have liked it.
Oh, I would have liked it, I'm sure. We were talking about doing it. PJ was he was right there about doing it. We were close, and
I know. He blew me up about 03s forever.
Yeah, I know. He did the same thing to Dale too. That's why they were so terrified about us going out there to Vegas.
I know you guys are so big and scary. I mean, geez, I never even met you until then.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. Mark did get me in a fight at Spring X, though. That was 100% his fault.
Yeah, but you didn't whistle. I was supposed to come down there. I didn't hear you whistling.
I didn't have time.
The next thing I know, the Godfather's up in the crow's nest screaming at Mustache Mike. And I was like, what the hell? I couldn't understand a word he was saying.
It was funny. Funny, but not funny at the same time.
Funny, but not funny. Well, see, it's Taylor's fault, because if he'd have just let you guys in the feature, you wouldn't have been out there in the
right?
He's an L. Blame him. Well, Adam, before you joined, we went down the road of Mad Dog, and Rob was talking about how they got like a 20-second shot clock, but he's never even had to enforce it because they don't have to worry in their land about people sitting in the corner, welfare derbying, letting other people do the work and getting the check at the end of the night. So I was like, we got to add Adam to this conversation.
That's
we
right.
We don't allow it.
But what he was talking about, Adam, or what came up was how he don't hesitate to go out and break a stick, but a lot of places you don't see that. Sam got a little shit stirred up on social media, but like, what's your take on all that? I don't know if something happened at River City I don't know about. I watched you get out and stand on your headers while the derby was going on to cough the fuel out. What can you add to this conversation?
I wish everybody would do that. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate the philosophy behind it's your car, it's your race. But at the end of the day, it's kind of not, because the promoter's putting the show on and he gets to make the rules. Prime example, Vegas, they make the rules just everywhere. If that's how the show's going to roll, kudos to Rob for standing up and making it work, because a lot of people, like Rob said, they'll stop the derby 10 times and never do anything. And then people just bag to the wind. Nobody hits. You'll see the crowd getting up and leaving. I mean, nobody wants to sit through a 3-hour feature. I've been on the wall for a 3-hour feature in Hot Springs, decking and flagging. It's miserable. You just want to leave. You just want to go home. It's miserable.
Especially after how fast, like, just even now that team heats, what do they last, 5-6 minutes? I mean, it's made it even harder to sit and watch a really long heat now that there's maybe places like what got going on, or just shorter heats where we all don't have an attention span.
Absolutely. I think my record's 1 minute and 36 seconds for getting team heat over. Pretty fast.
A minute.
Why? Because you went out without tires, or what?
No. We won in 1 minute and 36 seconds at Spring.
We didn't say. You didn't say, Adam. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, fair enough. Valid point. Yeah, I love that format. I love team shows. I am extremely intrigued about Rob's deal too. That'd be awesome to recruit a team of hammers and just go out there and party, which I could do that. I wish I would have now, looking back on it. I know you wanted to touch on Vegas, and I'm telling you right now, for anybody questioning Rob, his morals, integrity, or anything like that, Rob was the sole reason that I didn't put my car back on the trailer in Las Vegas and drive back home. That was it. Right there. So there.
I did not know that.
Yeah, you're the one shining light in making that experience somewhat less chaotic drama filled, however you want to look at it. Yeah, when I told you that night down in the lobby in the casino, I meant it. When I say something, I mean it. No, yeah, that's 100% the honest truth. So kudos to you for that.
And Rob,
that was a lot of work out there, that's for sure.
Yes, it was.
For people listening that don't know, Rob, what was your role at Vegas?
I was a peon. That's how I said it. I went from being a head promoter, head organizer, to a nobody, and it was quite the learning curve for me. It was really, I went into the mindset that I'm not the head guy. I'm not making final calls. And, I tried to do my best at that, but there were some points that I had to speak up. It didn't always go over well. But at the end of the day, I was trying to provide my knowledge of the cars and trying to help them with the Midwest build and Midwest mentality that was coming. Now, the Western guys, man, I have met so many people out there. It was awesome, them guys. I've never had anybody, when I say, hey, buddy, you're going to have to cut this, tell me thank you. Never have I had anybody tell me that, ever. It's a pull out the rules and rebuttal right back to you. And this guy, I'd say half a dozen guys thanked me. And I'm like, okay, can you come to Iowa? Because we need that here in Iowa. But that was cool. But it's actually helped me when I came back from being in that position in Vegas, coming back here of, okay, I'm in the back side of things now. I see some things, and I got to thinking at home, I'm like, man, I need to probably check into this better. I need to organize this a little bit better just for my own stuff. Right. So it was a really good learning experience for me out there. And then I get to meet the man, Adam, here. I've heard all about him. And of course, I know Bandel forever, Sam. But it was nice to see, different bunch of guys. And I basically day 2 got put in charge of all the team cars on what could be repaired and how they could repair them. The only thing I'd say that was negative about that is when I agreed to that with Stirring Dirt on Tuesday morning, I didn't realize that I was the only person that's going to do all 40 cars by myself. That was really, I felt like I did as best I could with everybody and treated everybody fine, best I could, but it was a lot. That was a lot to continue through, because it's not like all 40 cars in one spot. They's all over the place. I had to go from place to place to place and check in with everybody. But at the end of the day, I think that was Stirring Dirt's best decision, was to allow me to do that, to try and, as Adam said, control the chaos a little bit better. And I know enough of the Midwest guys, team-wise, whether they like me or not, they still have to respect me for my knowledge. And I think that helped a little bit, too. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't get to talk to all the teams about it, but I think that really helped the show.
So you said a lot there.
Sorry.
No, it's good. And I'm doing my best to pull out some stuff. So you said, okay, said guys out west. So let's just say California, or when I think of West,
yep.
There's, hey, you got to cut this stuff, and you've already got it in your mind you're going to piss him off, and he's the opposite of that. And then maybe you tell a guy from Illinois or somewhere, towards the Midwest, you got a same conversation, but the response isn't, oh, thank you. It's challenge. And I know we got to be careful. Everybody has to be careful, whether that's challenge from a place of understanding or challenge from a place of being right.
A lot of it is I call it the word challenge, is what I call it anymore. Because I've learned from when I graduated high school to now, the word "the" does not mean what it did when I graduated high school. And that's as simple as I can put it. I mean, I don't know what else to say, but the words I learned in school are not the same words meaning today. So that mentality has grown extreme in our sport, And it's honestly, it's a lot of promoters, don't take this wrong, but it's our fault because we are allowing it. And we are, well, it's not, I'll take that back. I am not allowing it. I might say, good point, but you're going to change it anyway. But a lot of people are afraid of, I'll just throw Adam out there. EPR shows up. Oh, some people bow down. Some people want to set a point and use them as an example. You know, sometimes that happens with them. But there's a lot of promoters that if you got a quote unquote name driver, they don't want to piss them off. They want to look at who I have here. Me, I don't care. I really don't care. Adam, don't take it wrong. You're no different than anybody else. Although I like you a lot better now that I've got to talk to you. But when you come as a driver, I don't care if you're an 18-year-old or an 80-year-old. In my eyes, you're all the same, and we have to go that route as promoters. We have to stay with what we say and do. You can't back down or wiggle. I know as a driver, if I go to a show and if I rebuttal and the person pauses or starts commenting something that's a little bit silly, I know, okay, that door just got cracked open. Guess what? I'm going to rebuttal a little bit more, and I think I'm going to get in with it. And 9 times out of 10, it does happen. I get in with it because they don't know how to stand their ground and say, no, this is what it means. This is what we're going to do. And just say, hey, good idea, but no, you're going to have to change it. So that's kind of where I think our things went.
I appreciate that. I haven't always been Adam Lemenager from EPR. I was Adam Lemenager, a nobody, trying to make a name for myself. I appreciate the fact that you treat everybody equal. I feel that a man's value is pretty much set by his word and his integrity and everything that he does when he handles himself in any given situation. So yes, the disrespect thing that I want to touch on with the drivers and going through tech and all that stuff. Sorry, my kids are being demons over there. The disrespect, in my opinion, sometimes gets construed as disrespect because some people get out of control with how they handle themselves in the tech line, everything like that. You gotta be polite, respectful. Don't get out of control. If I question a rule, I'm going to question it nicely. I'm not going to go nuts and go crazy. I'm going to walk outside because the kids are jumping off the couch and drive me nuts and ruin my train of thought.
All good. Take your time, Adam.
You have to be polite. You have to be professional. It drives me insane when people freak out on the promoter. I hate it. I have enough chaos every day outside with work and everything else. I don't need it when I go to a derby. That's where I go to have fun. I'm not going there for problems, not going there for disaster. Oh, I gotta get back closer to the Wi-Fi. Sorry.
Yeah, we started.
I just want to relax, enjoy it, and have a good time. Yep, my back. Can you hear me now?
So, yeah, we can hear you. And
okay,
you know, and that's the beauty of the language barrier, that you could have said the same thing there, Adam, about the driver or the inspector or the promoter, because when there's an issue that now somebody's sitting in line for an hour when it probably should have took 10 minutes to look at their car, or 15 minutes, it's either one of three things. It's either the driver's pushing or the inspector's pushing, or both. And Dale, geez, you said Dale, I said Dale. I'll take that one right in the chin, Rob. You know, there's gonna be some people love that shit.
Oh boy.
That's amazing. I'll take that right on the chin, and it ain't going to define the rest of this podcast. I don't hear you saying that you're going to sit there and talk about it for an hour.
No. Nope. It's I mean, I'll discuss anything with anyone if they want to discuss. But like Adam says, drivers have to be respectful. Respect is returned if you're the same. If you want to talk to us, sure. But at the same rate, I will say there's enough inspectors I've been around and seen, and they don't take the time to listen to what the driver's actually saying sometimes, and they just right back at the person. It's like, just listen to what they're actually saying, not in your head interpreting that, oh, they're just going to want to argue. You know, they just want a pissing match. No, just take a second, listen to them, and then talk back. Don't yell and scream. It's nowhere.
Gets you nowhere. Yeah, I can think better now. I'm away from the kids that were jumping off the couch and going crazy. So I'm going to use a simple example. Your rules say you can use an 8x8 mounting pad to mount your engine. 8x8. Are we talking 8x8 square, 8x8 diagonal? What's 8x8? As far as I'm concerned, I get an 8x8 area to mount my engine, right? And then you say, hey, well, it says 8x8 area, and then you can either say absolutely not, cut it all out, or you can say, okay, yeah, I like it. Yeah, you're right, 8x8. It could be as simple as that, just an easy discussion. And like Rob said, it just be respectful. Respect is earned. If you give me respect, I will give you the same respect 100% every time. I would never blow out, freak out, and have a high-speed come apart in the tech line. I don't do it unless you really, really piss me off, and that doesn't happen very often. But it does happen every once in a while. So if you're respectful to me, I'm 100% respectful to you every single time.
Adam, and I know that about you. If we're forward thinking here, because I heard Rob say, I went home and had some afterthoughts, and not so much just about Vegas or any other show I've ever been a part of, but about my own show, because fair to say, Rob, you're a student of the game 28 years in, and you never stop learning and growing and what you're delivering to the fans and the drivers.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So Adam, to hear you say, who runs a lot of derbies, and I know enough about you and our friendship to know that you could have a lot of fun in Las Vegas. I hated to not be there with you. No doubt that you did have some fun. But to hear you say something as powerful as, Rob, I think whether it was the right time at the right place or the right conversation, I think I would have left if we didn't cross paths. That's a big statement that I don't care if it's Johnny Gumby, if it's Rob, if it's Tim Clark, there ain't a promoter out there that wants to hear a statement like that from a known driver like you. So like, what got you there?
To sum it up, I'm going to say the technology gap. The way we operate here is 180 degrees different than how things get done, built, put together out west. The technology gap, or language barrier, if you want to look at it that way, and the way we operate here is on a totally different level than how they do things out west.
Parker, you speak to that. I'm sorry, Adam, but Parker, you've said that
go ahead.
on here. You've said we just started running cradles. Like,
yeah,
you speak to that a little bit as a Western driver.
Well, I mean, With Johnny and Gumby kind of being in control for like most of our big money, big shows, I mean, in ways, you respect it because they want to try to keep it simple, but also in other ways, if you're a guy that wants to progress in this sport and venture outside of Utah, I feel like we've had our hands tied behind our back, I mean,
Yes.
I'm not even exaggerating when I say 2 years ago at that Wasatch Derby, that was the first time full cradles have been allowed at any show in Utah ever at any time. I might be missing one or two throughout the last 10 years that might have tried it, but I mean, you could probably ask, NLR. They were the only ones making cradles about 2 years ago because I think Ski took a break and he was shipping cradle after cradle after cradle to Utah. And any of us that were going back east for any show, we were coming home with truckloads of them. So it's we definitely. I don't think there's going to be many Utah guys that can argue that we have the huge technology gap. And in my opinion, it kind of falls on stir and dirt if you want to have this big badass show and involve Derby Nation and handpick the best of the best teams. I mean, you can't really rely on what's always worked and maybe the same tech crew, I mean, I know they got the addition of like, Rob and whatnot, and any other guys they pulled in, but they definitely should have understood that there's an overwhelming majority of the country that is well ahead of the curve than Utah. And
I got a good analogy to that one. So, Mark, this involves you. You remember when you guys all brought Vicks to Metal Mayhem, like it would have been around 2010-ish, like
10, yeah.
Good Vicks. We all looked at them like they were spaceships because you guys were so far ahead of us that we didn't even know what the hell we were looking at. And those cars were so hard. And we're in clean old iron. And you're just walking the dog on everybody in those cars. It's the same thing going on. Same thing. It's like going from the East Coast to the West, or let's just call it Ohio. Going from Ohio to the West. It's the same thing that happened back in the day when you guys brought those Vicks to Mayhem. It's the same exact thing.
And it's not to like totally cut off like Johnny and Gumby at the knees. I totally respect their trying to keep it old school and simple, and like they've done a lot to kind of keep that vibe and keep the fans entertained. It's just if you want to pull that group of drivers together, that drivers list, the teams they created, you had to know going into it that it was going to be a hell of a lot more chaotic. I mean,
think about this, Adam. Go ahead, Parker.
Oh, that was Rob. Sorry. Go ahead, Rob.
I'm sorry, Rob.
That's okay. I've never seen such clean old iron that really nothing against the guys out west, but man, they were clean ass old iron with stock body mounts in them. And I said, don't you want to change your body mounts? We don't need to. I'm like, oh, okay. And then you go to the front of the car and they're all proud of the big replica bumper they bought and put on the front. And I'm like, there's so much more here to do. But a few guys I did talk to a few guys and they're like, we've never done that before. I'm like, can you? Well, I don't know. I'm like, we should ask. This little stuff like this will make a difference, especially out here in the stock stuff. But it was really weird to see so many clean old iron with stock body mounts. If they had a chain around their end, I was surprised on them guys. I'm like, holy cow, man. I have never seen my bone stock, my youth cars, my kids' cars, 8 to 13-year-old youth cars are built better than, nothing against West guys, than those Western cars I was looking at. I'm like, holy cow. But you're right. It's because they don't know any different. They don't know there's more to be done. They don't know. They're stuck in with what they have, and that's what they got to run. And I think Gumby and Johnny do a great job with that setup. I really do. But we've talked a little bit. I'll just put it out there. Johnny and I have been talking of maybe, and it's not no guarantees, is myself and 4 of my officials come out and run their team show next year to our set of rules, our way. If they want to do intermix, they cannot. Nothing against the techs from Stir and Dirty, that they cannot have techs that aren't used to what's being done here and get overwhelmed when it shows up, because it was a lot. It was a lot from even the top guys. They didn't know how to handle some stuff. And just the simple things that showed up, and I'm like, well, this is kind of standard issue for us, but it's not to them. and trying to figure that out. That was a lot. It was a lot when I'm the only guy from the West. Will Steinbach, he's pretty good at things too. And he's a really knowledgeable guy. He was probably the best guy I worked with there as far as knowing what Western guys are going to bring and how they're going to manipulate things. But it was a lot. And I don't know what to. I mean, I'm not trying to talk smack about them because I want to go work with them again. I think they got a great program out there. I think they just need a little more help and a little more assistance.
But Adam, you said something that is kind of. There's two things fascinating. Something Parker, you said, something Adam, you said. Adam, take yourself back to that. And Dave Guard is one of my great friends. I would say this if he was sitting here with us. He was so pissed about that. When we took those cars there, he was pissed and he treated me poorly. And he took it as that I treated him poorly. He took it as an insult. And I didn't think we were going to get to run. Toby was already back there pulling out hump plates out of the truck because he thought he was going to run the one and done class. But compare the two, hell, that's 20 years apart. And Gage Sumner always says, we don't like what we understand. I can relate to that. I don't like what I don't understand. And a lot of us don't. So Dave didn't like it that night. Doesn't sound like there's some people that liked it in Vegas, but it's a reality. And Parker, what you said, Adam, aren't you fascinated? Think about that. Did that fascinate you when he said we started running full cradles in the last 2 years? Imagine if you've learned about full cradles in the last 10 years and they're at year 2 or 3. No damn wonder there's a gap.
Yeah. Let's take my helmet, for example. The technology that I have in that night vision and thermal setup on my helmet, what's available to the civilian population right now, and I have the best of the best. The freaking government is 20 years ahead of us in all that technology. And it's the same thing in Demolition Derby. It's just, it takes a while for it to trickle down. And it's just taken a while to learn. But the cool thing about Vegas is look at how many eyes that you just opened with just a teeny little minuscule amount of different ways of thinking. I mean, think about it. The internet's crazy for what it is exposed to everybody in the Derby world. I still remember back in the days of the old WeCrash Pro boards. When I was in school, I'd sit there all day long. I was on freaking WeCrash Pro boards buying cars. I was looking for a title earlier because I'm going to get rid of my old trailer and get a different one. I'm going through my titles. I got one from Kelly Lampy.
Oh, no.
For a 76 old. Yeah, there you go. I got one from Kelly Lampy for a 76 Olds wagon that I got from the Kinsey Derby auction way back in the day. So, yeah, it's amazing how far we've come. Since I'm going to say I started derbying in 2004, and it's insane. So what you guys are going to learn out there when you figure out, stretching and heat treating. There's like an insane amount of things to learn.
Yeah.
That people out there have pressure in that. We learned about pressuring back in the day when you guys were bringing those Vics. So we've learned about pressure in 2010, 11, 12. I used to run freaking half-wall chromoly pipe that I'd have to bend with my wheel loader. I'd have a wheel loader at the shop, and I'd pre-pressure them and stick it in, and I have 2 porta powers on the front of my cradle for the bumper, and we're shoving them in, trying to push everything out the car. You're blowing the side rails into the freaking rockers. It's what pressure will do for a car is insane, let alone just putting a full cradle in it. Once you figure out the pressure game, oh my God. The sky's the limit because you can go everywhere with it. So it's pretty wild.
So Adam, can you imagine the Western guys have your knowledge at that Vegas Derby and build like we do here? I don't know if there have been concrete walls left. The way them guys ran, that was phenomenal. Holy cow.
Look at how fast my caddy was junk in the first heat. I wish I could have done that the whole time. God.
That was kind of the guy's foot got in the way, I think. I think your foot kept getting in the way. I mean, when I walked over to your car and looked at the front end, well, let's reframe. When I walked over and looked at your car for about repairs, I seen what was left of a clip, we'll call it a clip, that was in like 50,000 pieces on the ground. I was like, what are you going to do? He goes, I don't know. I said, okay, I'll come back later. Because I had no idea what you were doing.
Got it.
That was nuts.
That's called mock Jesus.
Yeah. You got to invest
those guys out
in
west, though, they do run hard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's how I love to run. Is it cool when I win? Yeah, it's cool. I like winning just like everybody else does. But it's way cooler when I hit a rollover like I did down at Sturgis and almost to a full 360 on another car. I have way more fun doing that than I do going out and winning. If I can go out and win Mad Dog and win the Derby, that's my holy grail of going out and getting Mad Dog and the win in the same Derby. And I did that at a Derby, County Fair Derby this last year. I ran 2 cars. I ran a Weld car and a Bone Stock 80s newer car, and I won and got Mad Dog in both classes. 2 times in one night.
That's awesome.
So were there only like 2 cars?
Yeah. actually, there was quite a few.
I'm just asking.
Yeah.
I've watched you run now, and I'm making move.
So
Rob, we can do a lot to fix them. So I got enough plates to make them right.
Rob, you started on where I'd like to get to, because is what it is. Derby's in the past. It ain't changing. You know, it may or may not happen again. It sounds like they're going to try. You started on a solve. So I heard you say one solve could be let's recalibrate on the inspection. So if you brought more of your Adele, Iowa rule set to a class like that, assuming it's heavier, you know, how do you then not lose the interest from that West crowd if that's the way they like to build? What's the solve to bring somebody from the East Coast and the West Coast and not have a big old cluster about what this rule means or how we're gonna participate in inspection? Like, what's the solve?
Well, so granted, it's just, I mean, I'm concentrating on my border war thing, but I've met some of the guys from out west. They've reached out to me through Facebook. Someone got my phone number and a text and whatnot. And I've asked about our builds out here, how they are. You know, they don't want full cradles, full training braces, and like that. I'm not that type of build. I do get we give them a full front lower cradle with a head plate and a pulley protector. We do not let them have training braces. I still feel that we are demolition derby cars and they're meant to be tore up. When you go to what I consider a full braced drivetrain, everything's protected, covered, whatnot in there, and your pressure and all that in with it, we start becoming machines. That's been my theory. I like it when a guy has to figure out how to bend his car back and fix it and go again. Now, them Western guys have been asking how that works out here with some of it. And I've told them, I said, you know, I've talked to Johnny a little bit of, you know, that I think you need more of a weld type derby, but not carried away weld, and kind of graduate some of them Western guys into it. Don't throw the whole full cradle, full training brace, lock everything in right away at them. I think that's way too much at once. I think it is. You got to kind of baby steps.
I'd say also, Rob, the tricky thing too, like I'd say with the West, is you're probably dealing with, in Utah anyways, the same 30 drivers. And I would say 80% or 90 of them, we build like 1 car a year, 2 if it's crazy. And like, if you look at our shows and the style, I mean, it's basically just for a fast-paced, quick, you know, junk 'em derby. Like the level of dedication that you guys see in the Midwest, like it's hard to get guys out west to like want to participate in that level of dedication. So I think you're definitely on the right track with definitely an upgrade from what those rules were. But you wouldn't see any car count with full cradles there, you know, as far as that West population.
My favorite
when I watched him.
Go ahead, Rob. I'll go after you.
No, No, I was just gonna say that from watching the cars that we saw, it's definitely different. I mean, I talked to a guy, I can't remember who he was, but he's from Washington because I asked him where he's from. He had a 1 1/4 heavy frame car. He didn't even know what he had, and I showed him the frame thickness is different in the back, and he blew the nose off. Like, done. I'm going to go home and cut it up. And I'm like, you're gonna do what? I'm gonna cut it up. I got another one. I'm like, where you live? Because I'll come get it. And he's like, oh, Washington. I'm like, oh, that's too far to go get it. But I'm like, in mine, I'm like, this car is just prime now. It stood up to the firewall, straight up and down, pull it down. We got the plates. I'm gonna do a lot with this car. But that mindset was no. And I mean, yeah, exactly. And I'm like, holy cow. But yeah, watching them guys just, they were proud. They had good builds to the rules. You know, and it was, I think that's what makes it fun out West, to be honest. I've actually looked at some of Stirring Dirt shows and some other ones out there to see about traveling myself out that way, because it does not the headache. It's actually fun. People go wreck cars and, you know, talk about it, not bitch about it. They actually go and have a good time, you know?
Amen.
And that's a lot of that right there intrigued me. And then, you know, paying you to show up and all that. And I'm like, holy cow, how do you guys afford this with this small car count? But they have big sponsorships. They have huge crowds. And I'm like, yeah, we don't have that here. We have 50,000 derbies in a 2-month period, basically.
Yes. Yeah.
What was your favorite rule, Adam?
The rules, exactly like Rob just said. I think we're all pretty well over the full weld cars. They've pretty well killed all the full weld shows around me. Gold Rush is the heaviest car that I have to build for the year. Lower cradle front plate. I like to run the carb protector with the header protectors on, just so my headers don't get freaking destroyed every run. Spark plug protectors on the back. I don't run a mid plate or do anything, and I want to be able to run any transmission with no brace. That way I can run my reed case, ultra bell, done, finished, car still bend. You don't break your shit. Drive forever, even when they're snooted. That style of car is my new favorite car to run. Kind of like the old Spring X rules. We got to have 20-inch front plates, which I like that because you don't blow the horns off all the time. You're going to stand them up at the firewall where you can fix it. So you can pull your car back down, fix it. Not going to lose your steering unless you break tie rods, stuff like that. That's my favorite rule set to run. So the car still bends and you don't wreck your stuff. And I think the guys on the West Coast would be up for the challenge because exactly like you guys said, they're all happy. They all want to be there. They're not bitching. I think they like the challenge. They like to go fast forwards. Whatever you can do to make the front of your car just a little bit better so you can pull it down and keep going again. That's what I want to be able to do, my opinion.
If you, Adam, could say, like, thinking about fixing cars, you had to fix your pile of crap. Was you happy with what you were allowed to do to fix them, or would you like to see anything added to that?
What killed my car was having to cut the cross member out of it. Sorry, there's a train going by. I'll go back in the house. Hopefully my kids are sleeping. What killed my car was having to cut the cross member out of it in Vegas. If I wouldn't have had to do that, it would have been a different ball game. Probably still would have went in the horns. But for the most part, was I happy with what we could do? Yes. We got 10 total plates out there in Vegas. It was kind of funky how it started because it started out with not being able to touch, and then now we can put them wherever we want, and you can tie to whatever you want to tie to.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, thank you. Yeah. So I would have done mine a little bit different on the first day because I had to fix mine I was only allowed to put 4 plates on it the second day. So I had to basically yank engine, get it straight. I had 4 plates on it, and then I had to not touch it. And I couldn't put my last 4 plates on until, really, now the dog's gonna bark. I couldn't put my last 4 plates on until the third day when we were getting ready to run. So the rules changed a little bit. Thank you, Rob, to where you could do a little bit more. But yes, the 10 plates helped a bunch. But if I could have had one of my cars, and got 10 plates with the cross member and everything in it, holy shit, hold on. Cause that would have been a game changer for me anyway. Cause 10 plates is more than we ever get anywhere. 6. We're limited to 6 fix-it plates on cars here. 6x6 by 8 only. Pretty much every show that I run. So 10 is like yippee-ki-yay.
That was a lot.
We're going fast now.
Parker, when we had Brad Bowman on, he talked about at his show in Utah. I mean, cars being junk and 2 and 3 hits. I mean, just junk. And those guys probably got their rocks off with that. What I know about Adam is he wants to do that 12 times.
Yeah, I get pissed when I only do it 3 times.
I think that's where the give me a little more is, so I can do this 10 to 12 times and not 3 to 5 times.
And that's a funny give and take too with promoters, because it's like, don't make it so stock. I mean, I understand, yeah, you don't want to give us all the protectors to make it hard and all the goodies, but like, one thing that every guy can afford is a little bit more metal, you know? I mean, metal's not that expensive, so, you know, give us a few of those plates and, you know, let us, you know, do some welding on that car in places, especially after we've, you know, ran it once at your show. Let us go do some hitting, you know? I mean, if you have a problem as a promoter with the pace, give the guys that like to hammer a little stronger hammer, you know?
Yeah. They like Derby drivers like the weld and
weld
and add
weld
metal.
And weld and then weld a little bit more when you tell me to stop.
I want to say one thing about the guys in West though is that again, it's just lack of knowledge is how to use their plates. I mean, there were so many 6x6 or whatever the size they were flat on the frame, just flat.
As a pit guy there, that's because we were fucking tired because it's quarter inch. I wanted to kick Johnny and Gumby right in the fucking nuts. And I
didn't understand why it was quarter inch thick. Yeah.
I mean, we had a 1 year transition at Wasatch with Brad's show where they were quarter inch fix-it plates and you had to use theirs, and I got the Mad Dog, so I got 4 extra plates on top of the 8 I already had to figure out how to put on. And my pit crew are not derby guys. They are my brother-in-laws. They're just real cool dudes. One of them drag races. The other one, he's got some other hobbies. So they're trying to bend these quarter inch plates. How I'm telling them, and God, dude, they about killed them. Like you almost need like 2 full days to do those. So hopefully for next time they do 8, because
get a press. Yeah, get a press for your trailer. One of the best things I ever did was set up a whole derby trailer, and I got a press in there. You need a press with a little jig in it to bend 90s. And then the other must-have if you're going to derby, I am telling you, the most important one tool that I would keep over anything else is my Jaws Alive setup with my RAM and all that stuff. Yeah. That is the single most important set of tools that you can buy for what we do.
Yeah.
Buy one, talk to your fire. All the fire departments are upgrading to battery powered stuff now. So they're flooding the market. There's shit everywhere. I want to buy like 4 more sets of them because I want one in my truck with me every time I go somewhere, because there's so many things you can do with them. They're freaking amazing. That is the one most important tool that you got to get.
They save you a lot of time, and you know, what you do with a hammer for an hour, you can do in 3 minutes with squeezing it. But Rob, that's a good point you said. So not only so if we get anywhere like a 5-year knowledge gap of just the times. I remember the first time me and Toby went out and inspected in Pennsylvania. They were so far behind, they had no idea what was going on. And over the course of 3 to 4 to 5 years, we watched them progress in their builds, because we weren't just telling them what they had to cut. We were educating them along the way. But anytime you get that gap like that, Rob, it's not just the car build. You brought up a good point. Not only is there a different ideology of where and what we're going to do with these plates, how to do it, what tools to use to do it. Like Adam's like, got to have a press, got to have this. And I can just see Larry Smith from down the road that he's got his 10 plates, like what? Or he ain't got a press, he ain't got all this stuff. So like now you give everybody all this metal and you got that knowledge gap. Now you got another issue of now we go out in the feature and they're hosed, they're junk because they haven't had as much seat time and experience with how to use those plates for maximum performance.
Yeah, and it's not always a thicker plate that's what you need. That's what some guys always complain to me. Oh, why are you only so we're a 6x6 square plate. It has to be a 6x6 square plate, 1/8 inch thick, and you can shape it however you want. But it has to be a square plate to start with. None of them diamond cut 6x6s or whatever you want to do. It's got to be a square, and then you can shape it however you want. The guys are thinking they need quarter, 3/16. I don't want to work with that shit. Just like you guys said earlier. No way. Give me that 8x8 and let me manipulate it the way I want to and attach it how I want with some plug welding. That's way stronger plate.
8x8, or sorry, 6x6, 1/8 inch. T1.
Oh, that's a derby driver. Add more.
T1. Yeah, right. I screwed up. Yes, 6x6, 1/8 inch T1 plates. I get T-feed plates. That's all I need. I don't need anything else. That I can fix. Give me 6 plates and a Vic.
Oh yeah,
it ain't going nowhere. Hard.
Yeah, 6. You don't even need 10.
No,
that's for sure.
Oh, bullshit, you do. Did you see me at Cornhusker? We got 20 plates, and I snooted that Vic. So, the knowledge gap.
The knowledge gap.
Yeah,
it's because you drive harder than me.
But also I did feel like a team liability. So by the time we got to like the 3rd and 4th round, I was like, oh. And the team we were going against, they were bellied, so I drove into their pulleys the whole time. So I had 20 plates, and I looked like a freaking pool noodle. So I'm gonna need to know these locations of the 6 plates, and maybe some other things. That's beside the point.
You'll have to hit me up on Facebook Messenger to get that.
Here's
secret stuff.
While we still got all 4 of us here, though, I wanted to run this idea by you guys, keeping it back to what Bando was saying with pace. His original idea, the 5-minute mark. They usually pull a Mad Dog at some shows. His idea is that the 5-minute mark, Sam gets to say, I want Joe Blow over there to get his stick broke,
I like that. That's kind of cool.
I mean,
the slowest
like
pace driver goes. I'm down.
So my thought process on that's like, well, if you just really hate someone, maybe they're not even bagging, and the guy's just like, I got Mad Dog. All right, well, I want fucking Frank out. Fuck Frank, get him out. But the other thing, the guys that like to drive strategic and always get mad when you call them out for not doing a lick of work but taking the biggest piece of cake. I know derby drivers hate the timer for the heat, but what if at the 5-minute mark you take your Mad Dog, and maybe there's 2 Mad Dogs, and you ask them, hey, what's up? Who do you want to pick? Instead of breaking their stick, from that point forward, if that heat goes 15 minutes or 20 minutes, and the 2 guys or the 1 bagger that you picked is still moving at the 15 to 20 minute mark, and they didn't do enough to get the heat to end quicker and do work, no matter what, at that 15-minute mark, see you, buddy, you're out of here.
I don't know if you could let another driver decide somebody else's fate. I think
but unlike Sam's idea, you're giving the bagger a chance to be like, okay, I can try to end this heat a little quicker. Hold on, let me
if whoever's picking the Mad Dog out of the heat, I like that idea, but I would say whoever's picking the Mad Dog also has to pick whoever needs to get broken off. Anytime you involve too many chiefs and not enough Indians, it's a bad deal. One guy needs to be in charge. One guy makes the rules. One guy, which Rob knows all too well, it needs to be the wheel man, the guy in charge, the guy taking all the heat or taking all the praise. I personally wouldn't want to put that on somebody else's plate. I would want to take it all myself if I was putting on a show. That way everybody just yelled at me instead of, well, this guy hates that guy, so he says he can't run anymore. Then, oh my God, does that open up a whole shit storm problems. But yes, I like the idea. I do like the idea. Every time you pull a Mad Dog, you have to kick out the slowest driver out there. That's pretty cool. That makes shit go faster, I would think.
I'm screwed.
That's not a bad idea. You pick a Mad Dog and then pick out a sandbagger and one goes home and the other one goes to the feature. That's not a terrible idea.
If every promoter had what Rob said, and I don't doubt Rob, that's what you do. I don't believe you would have said it if that's not the way it goes.
You just got to ask anybody on the internet. They either like me or they hate me because of it.
If every promoter had a sack on them like that, we probably wouldn't have these conversations.
Right.
Because it's just, this is what's acceptable. This is what's not. Promoters need to do what they say and say what they're going to do and do it and back it up and don't. You got Larry Smith down the road, but you got Parker Lazenby. Don't treat them too different. Heard you say that too, Rob. Because like I said, we start justifying and making excuses. Well, he's got this going on or he's got that going on, so we're not going to break a stick when he ain't doing no more than the next guy out there. And it did. And I'd say this if Taylor was sitting here with us. Adam, you were there front row. It had to kill you watching watching Spring X, and you got part of your team down there doing what you would have been doing. Those guys, I couldn't believe how hot they came out. I couldn't believe how hot they come out. And it was like night and day difference. It was probably worse than we've seen in a while for like how night and day difference it was. Because what we didn't have is you guys coming in at the 15-minute mark, full steam ahead. So they kind of just worked their way down there. But what I'm hearing Rob say is, he wouldn't even let something like that happen.
Which I love to hear. I love to hear that from Rob too, because I'm going to tell you right now, I can't remember the last time I've been at a derby and seen somebody's stick broke for sandbagging. I can't remember the last time. I've been thinking about that too, because I was listening to Rob when he was talking earlier, and I cannot remember the last time I've seen a stick get pulled. I can't.
I can tell you 3 cars last year at my Border War show I won't name the drivers, but 3 cars last year I personally walked out and broke flags. It's if you're working your car, if you're working your car, that's one thing. You got to bust a tie rod or one wheel on the back is broke, whatever. If your car's used up and you're still trying to work your car, but your car's not allowing you to be that aggressive, that's different. When you got 4 tires up, your car's still straight and you're poking here, poking there. No, that's not derby. I tell people, what is the definition of our sport? Destruction, demolition, derby is what the whole title is. What does that definition mean? And it's not a car show. I don't care what anybody says. It's not a car show.
No.
It's put on the action and have fun. But I personally think promoters.
Oh, sorry. You go, Rob.
I was just gonna say, I think promoters have got to start, as Adam said, get a sack, and so I'm not the only one getting bitched at for breaking flags and telling them, you're telling us how to drive. Well, it states they're aggressive every 20 seconds. Well, that's my style. Well, you're not for me then. You're not. This is not for you. Don't come to a Rob Baker show, because that's what it is. I mean, if Gumby was on the show, Gumby met me and he told me the first thing he ever heard about me was it's Baker's way or the highway. And I'm hoping that's not true, but for the most part, when it comes to tech and stuff like that, it kind of is. I mean, you got to be to a line and stay with it. And same with officiating. I'm not saying that Adam doesn't deserve to win or Joe Blow that doesn't deserve to win, but you need to put the effort in order to get that win. That's how I look at it.
You sell yourself as a promoter. You're selling your brand. It's your show. You know what I'm saying? You're selling yourself. So this is your brand, this is your product, this is what you advertise. It's your show. We choose whether we come and run your show or not. So if you're putting out what the drivers want to hear, we're buying it and we're coming to your derby. So it's on them if they show up to your derby with an explicitly stated set of rules or time limits, which I'm sure you go over in your driver's meeting. Everybody hears it. We've bought you. We have signed up. We know what we're in for. It's 100% on the driver. It's not on you. You're following the rules. And it's your derby.
If they do. If they do it. That's the problem.
They can't be mad at anybody but themselves. And if you're open-minded, you understand that and don't throw a fit. But yeah, everybody, like you said, puts himself on a pedestal because my name's Adam Lemenager, whatever. The rules don't apply to me. That shit drives me nuts. I hate that because I've had it, not to me because I don't do that. I don't act that way. But I've seen it. I've been around it. I've seen people do exactly what you said and bitch and moan and throw a huge nut act fit. And all of a sudden they get in with 10 plates and I'm only allowed 6. And then that's okay for them. How's this fair? So what do I got to do? Make an ass of myself and go up there and scream at you and spit in your face. And then I get to do whatever I want to. Is that what we are? Is we're all pushovers now? But that's the society we live in now, in my opinion, is nobody wants confrontation. Everybody avoids confrontation. They take the easy way. Whatever is the fastest way out of a situation, they take it. So no, that's great to hear you say that. And Jake Benner's told me the same thing. He's like, it's Rob's way or the highway. Not in those. It was good. It wasn't bad, but he said, no, this is what Rob wants. He knows cars. He's been around it. He doesn't take shit off anybody and runs a tight ship. So I trust Jake with my life, and he had nothing but good things to say about you.
I've known him when he first started. He used to come buy cars from me all the time.
And it's not just there's many layers to that, Adam. There's also promoters out there that they build that driver and they build that entitlement by allowing the shit, and not just always because who they are or they're afraid of confrontation. Some of them are so desperate to get cars, to get that name, to get that person, that they find themselves justifying and letting bullcrap go through and not enforcing the rule that they flat out said in the driver's meeting that they were going to do. And they don't do it because they don't lose that driver. They're desperate.
Yep, heard that.
Yeah,
it's the world we live in. It's not just Demolition Derby. Yeah, we're screwed up. We're pretty screwed up, but it is the world we live in.
Well, look at us. We take perfectly good antique cars now. Now they're antiques and wreck them. Yeah. I mean, seriously. I mean, look at all the money we put into this to go smash a car and start all over and do it again. You know, it's like if you sit down and think about it, I'm like, holy cow, man, that's a lot. And just how the price of these antique cars have went up. I started, man, it was $25 a free, you know, and nowadays you can't touch a rusty old iron for $1,000. No. And what people pay for these cars and do, I'm like, what do you have for jobs? Because I have a really good job and my wife has a really good job, but I'm not paying, what was that wagon? 10, 11,000 the other day I saw. And I'm like, that's probably our tax write-off, but either way, I'm like, holy cow, what these people pay, and they're running a county fair $1,500 to win with it. And I'm like, what the heck?
That was called a dick measuring contest.
Yeah,
Bob beat me again.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
I bet Bob up on that was bad.
Yeah,
that was Steve. We got done, and I was like, "Well, congrats, Bob. You beat me again."
Rob, you said it's not a car show, but boy, if we don't spend 2 hours making that quarter panel just look beautiful. I mean, it's a straight line, it's right, it's tight, and we go out there in 4 seconds and wipe it off the frame. 3 hours of my life I can never have back.
Well, just even like the apparel nowadays in our sport, like the door wraps, the number signs, the paint scheme, the underglow. I never thought I'd see underglow on a derby car, and we got that now. And I'm like, holy cow, guys! They have more.
The fans love it.
Yeah, they have more stuff, accessories on derby cars than I do in my probably whole time in the derby shop. I mean, for what they spend on accessories on these cars. And I'm like, wow, okay, if you got that much time, and okay, good for you. I'm shucking one out and hope to the God I get another one started, you know?
Yeah, that's what I do. I got to go fast, but Mark, I do get like a nervous twitch. If I get a line that's not perfect, my eye starts twitching and I can't function. Right. It's bad.
All is right in the world on that night. And in 4 seconds, it's wiped up to the back window. But
I know
we none of us are claiming to be sane, but we do have a good time. Adam, Rob, we could keep going. I could keep going another hour. Adam, we didn't even touch on River City. Before we end, is there anything that we even need to talk about that, or are you just moving on and
on to the next one, my friend? It was fun. Toast is always fun to run for. What did I do? Nothing crazy. Got pulled for Mad Dog in the heat. Went out, played around for a little while in the feature, and then took a weird shot from an 03. Popped a rad, so then I said, fuck it, let's party, and drove up on a bunch of roofs for a little bit, and then got my engine hot, which is a brand new one, which sucked. Went to go shut it off, tried to kill it with fuel first, couldn't flood it out, so then I said screw it and got out on the hood and tried putting it out in my boots because I burnt the piss out of my hands trying to muffle it with my hand. I had gloves on, but it went between my fingers. My fingers are all blistered in the middle of them. Tried shutting it out, tried standing on it, still couldn't get it shut off. Most of the time you can kill it with your boots. PJ had welding gloves on him, thank God, and he threw them to me on the hood of the car, and I got it put out with welding gloves after that.
I seen it, but what is even? Rob's got a show in 3.5 weeks. What's next for you and Dad, or just you?
I wish I would have ran that. I wish I would have signed up for it with PJ. I had my old man in my ear wanting to run Spring X2, which we didn't get into, which fine, don't care. Wish I would have ran Rob's Derby now. Looking back on it all, hindsight's 2020. Can't change it.
Maybe next time.
Hey, there's still openings on the World Class.
I don't have any weld cards.
Wait a minute.
I see how fast you put cars together. It's $5,000 to win, one shot go.
This kids is where we start.
$1,000 Mad Dog, one shot go. This track is, I'm telling you, you love this track. It's 160 feet wide, 240 feet long, solid clay. You ain't burying yourself anywhere. It's all concrete. You ain't getting out of it. You ain't getting over it. Nothing.
Now you're giving me a challenge.
Talk to Sammy. Sammy's been on the track. It's a badass track. I tell everybody it's probably the best outdoor track that I personally have been to, because I actually started 28 years ago in Adel, and when I brought Border War 3 years ago back to Adel because it was my 25th year. But that track, it can rain on it. You can do whatever you. I mean, we can't get enough water in it. Your feet will stick to it. Put it that way. But if you can't get a car done, which I already know you can, get your butt in a car. Get your butt in a car and come out and watch this damn thing. There's my invite to you. Bring your family. I'll give you free passes. I'll get you a VIP booth up top.
Hey now.
Come watch it, and you give me your honest opinion, because I've only met you at Vegas and talked to you first. It's the first time I've ever got to talk to you. I don't think you're a bullshitter, and you're a straight, level-headed guy that I've ever talked to, and you don't BS. That's the people that I like having feedback from, not the ones that want to blow smoke up my butt to make me feel better. I want the guys to say, hey, you probably should look at this and look at that type of stuff. That's what I'm looking at. But, there's 19 days, so you only need like 7 of those to put a weld car together.
And we still haven't got freaking farming done. That's why I was shitting my pants. Like, oh my God, there's not enough hours in the day. It's been so
my
wet,
dad's
we
been
haven't
bugging
planted
me.
anything. Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't
my dad's
planted
been bugging me to help.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Damn
But no,
dads.
someday you'll make it out here. There's no
I will.
pressure. I'm not a guy that's going to go and blow up people all the time to beg them to come. I'm not
Nope.
that person. I just say, here's our show. If you want to see it, come out and see it in person. Walk around, talk to people that are there. And I don't have. You're gonna have bitching at every show, but I don't have the fighting. I don't have all that here because they physically fight at my show. I don't care who you are. You're never welcome back to any of my shows ever again. I don't like that. We teach our kids bad stuff enough the way it is. Do that in front of all those little kids. We don't need that. We don't need that at all.
That's why Mark got me into a fight at Spring X. I had a dude jump up on a trailer, smack the back of the trailer, and knock two of my kids down who were standing on a cooler, knock them into the snow fence onto the ground. And I saw red. It was bad deal.
Yeah,
he was an ass drunk asshole. Not good. He got beat up.
Rob is I'll take the blame. Is PJ allowed to come and run too, Rob?
He actually rode in a youth car once, 2 years ago. I think he rode in a youth car out here.
At your show?
But but PJ, I don't care. Come run.
I'm surprised PJ didn't run in the youth class. He tries to pull that shit all the time.
Well, the bad part is he talked to me a lot, and then I found out after the fact that he was there. I've never met PJ either. I found out he was there in a youth car, and I was with my son in a youth car, and I'm like, well, how did I miss him? I didn't even see him. But and my youth cars, just because we brought it up real quick, I will tell you what, I've derbied a lot. I've had a lot of bumps and bruises. But with my son was 9 then, going wide open with his Vic because they don't know any fear and they don't know how fast they're actually moving in that vehicle, and smoking the concrete wall with the front of our car. I ended up with a concussion. 2 days later, I went back to the doctor. I said, man, I got this migraine. He goes, oh, you got a concussion. I'm like, I hit that A pillar. I know I did. I have never had my bell rung like that riding with my kid. But it was a blast because those kids get out and they were like, hey, look at you hit me right here. Well, look what you did to my car. And they were laughing about it. And that was like, that makes my youth class, those young kids, so much fun to watch because they don't care. They're having a good time. And we throw them a big pizza party. We have best paint jobs going on for them. It's so much fun. And I just wish that mentality could transition to when they get like, well, we'll go 21. But I know a lot of 17, 18-year-olds that need to learn something too. But I wish I would transition on with it. But PJ, come on out. Hey, you know what? Even Sam can come run.
Even Sam. Now you're sounding desperate.
Yeah.
No, he was. But see, with Bandel, I was at strike 3. But after Vegas, he told me I lost a strike, so I only have 2 strikes with Sam. So I still get 1 more strike with Sam. I'm still good.
There's a desperate promoters.
Sounds like I'm gonna have to build a bunch of cars and let my kid run one out there too.
That's pretty stock.
Yeah,
that's stock. Okay. Yeah, so I told my oldest boy that he could run a youth car next year. He'll be 12, and he's like, "Okay, well, can I have an Imperial and Grandpa's big engine?" And I'm like, "Buddy,
oh my goodness,
I'm sure I can make that happen."
It went right,
but I don't know if any youth classes.
Ooh.
That's what he asked for. He wanted an Imperial and Grandpa's big engine.
So, hey, Adam, do you get to run Imperials out your way in your normal derbies? I was just kind of curious.
Not anymore. They killed them. We had them for a few years.
Okay. I wasn't sure. This is our last year of the box cars. We're going to go nosers only. We let everything run with ours, but with the plates and these box cars in the front are, if you know what you're doing with the box car, they're a pretty good car. So we got rid of the box car after this year. But I was kind of curious. A few people I saw, Logan Dowie now is allowing them. I think now too. Reckless Promotions, I believe, started running them this year too. But the way our builds are, I don't know why they couldn't run. That's what I'm looking at. I'm like, the way things are nowadays, these Vics will spin around, knock the front wheels off them. If you don't know what you're doing with them,
Yeah.
I'm just kind of curious if you could run when you said amps. I was like, well, that's a good question.
I just sold Sam the last 5 nosers that I had, so he's got them all.
Yeah, he knows I have a 67. He's been blowing me up about it. I'm like, dude, I want to run one more time myself.
Right.
So, but
he's kind of a greedy little bastard.
Oh, yeah, that's putting it mildly, isn't it?
Yeah,
a little mild, not for him.
Trying to be nice.
His ears are burning as we speak.
Oh, I guarantee they are. I'm going to call him and tell him I talked a bunch of shit about him on here and see.
Dude, hey, just tell him, Adam, just tell him. Yeah, I said, do you hear what Baker was talking about you? That'll get him. He'll blow me up.
I'll do it as soon as we get off here.
I do have one thing I need to put out, if it's okay about my show.
Yeah, go for it.
We have been contacted by a race association called Dirt Crown. They do all the live streaming and stuff for big races, stuff like that. We actually have joined, along with Logan Dowie, Reckless Promotions. We have joined with them this year, and they're actually going to do all of our live streaming for my point series and my big show. So their first big show is going to be my show. We'll be putting links out here shortly for pay-per-view on it. We went a different route. Everybody knows all the big ones, but we just decided that this group had reached out to us and had really good things to say, had really good, they have a plan on where they want to go with our type shows and stuff like that. And I felt it was an honor they reached out to us to do this. So I've had a few people asking, pay-per-view. So it's going to be Dirt Crown TV for us. I do get to use the Vegas stuff, though. I'm going to use a timer. That was pretty cool. Their setup. We did some twists, different things with the timing setup. So we'll have the timing set up on the screen as well, like Vegas did. I really did like that aspect of it, but we did a few changes. They made some changes to their system for us to use. But that, so just if anybody's watching that, the Dirt Crown TV, them guys are really good guys. Is it going to be Throwdown TV? Is it going to be a Mark Klein production? Probably not, but they want to start, and I'm willing to give them a shot. Everybody had to have a chance at something to try. So we decided to go that route with them too.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I can hear your excitement about it, and no doubt that'll be a fun journey and a learning experience for you. And good luck with that. Good luck with your show. Thanks for making some time, Rob, to come on here and talk with us. Adam, it's always a pleasure, buddy.
You bet. Thank you.
Get that farming in. Hopefully the ground will dry out so you can at least check that box for the year until it's time to spray. And Parker, my man, I think we'll boot Mr. Rob and Adam out of here. I think we will. I think we'll just close the show out instead of hopping back on to recap. I think I'm telling you, this has been great conversation, guys. It never ceases to amaze me what we can talk about. And no doubt we said some things that somebody will take and run with it somewhere. So Rob, I definitely know a lot more about you now. Yeah, for sure. And hopefully for the right reasons. But I think it's probably appropriate too, Rob, to play your show video one more time, and then we're going to play Pecatonica because we've got that coming up. Also, probably a week after you.
Yeah. So damn competitors, I tell you.
Yeah. Well, I ain't the promoter, so we'll let Sam.
No, it's all good.
Go ahead.
It's good. No, it's all good. I got nothing bad to say about Sam. You guys do a great job. You guys got building something great. I really I don't have any issues. People think that we all promoters hate each other. I've known Sam. Sam used to run my shows. You guys are doing a great job trying to build something else out there.
Oh yeah, man. Thank you. And I know that him and Chris, Nicole, and that whole crew appreciates hearing that. So Rob, thank you, buddy. Adam, great seeing you. Parker, I'll see you next time. Fans at home, thanks for tuning in. This is episode number 38 with Adam Lemenager. Is that what I heard you saying? I've been saying it wrong all my life.
I never correct anybody. It's Lemenager, but you can say whatever you want to say, and you won't hurt my feelings.
Well, no doubt I'll forget, but I caught that. And Rob Baker, it was nice to meet you, and thanks for joining, buddy.
See you, Rob. See you, Parker.
See you, Mark.
Later.
Drivers, start your engines and race down to the Dallas County Fairgrounds for the Border Wars Demolition Derby, presented by R&R Promotions. Gear up for pulse-pounding action, carnage, and destruction. Watch as over 200 drivers compete against each other in a rivalry of the states. Get your tickets at the gate. Day of the show, only $25 for adults per session. Kids age 6 through 12, only $5. Join us May 29th and 30th for Border Wars in Adel. We'll see you there.
The heavy hitters already answered the call.
Super stock, full-size bone stock and compacts are full. Over 200 drivers are already locked in, but Midwest Massacre isn't done yet. We still want to fill all the classes.
All 3.
And newer bone stock full-size.
Trucks,
mod vans, duo, extreme metric, and youth. 6 classes still have room. 6 chances to drag your best to Pecatonica and leave your name immortalized in the dirt.
June 5th and 6th.
Winnebago County Fairgrounds, Pecatonica, Illinois. Big track, big hits, big show. First pays $2,500. Mad Dog pays $1,500. But running this show is priceless. Camping is still available. You aren't gonna wanna miss the after party. This is your shot. Click on the link above to get registered for Midwest Massacre.